Shalom, all praise to YAHAWASHI, double honesty apostles GMS. This is Nawala, coming at you another video. And in this video, I'm going to be focusing on the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 9. And I had just did this, was doing the show about almost 2.5 minutes into it, but then somebody had called my phone, so now I got to start over and do it again. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm going to start from the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 9. Scripture says, 1 Corinthians 3:9, for we are laborers together with the Most High. We are laborers. We're spiritual laborers. Okay? Spiritual laborers building up a spiritual house. How are we spiritual laborers? Because we're the prophets. We're waking up the elect by giving them the wisdom, knowledge, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the Most High. Waking them up to their true identity. Telling them they got to believe in YAHAWASHI, the one the word is going to be called Jesus Christ. They got to believe in YAHAWASHI and have faith in Him so that they can be saved. So we're laborers. Okay? We're laborers, spiritual laborers building up a spiritual house. And we're building up the spiritual house because everybody that wakes up to the knowledge, they're like stones. They're like stones that this house is made out of. So the house is being built spiritually, brick by brick. And each brick represents a member of the elect that's being put together making a spiritual house. You are the Most High's husbandry. You are the Most High's building. See that? I could go deep into that, but I don't want to go too deep into that right now, because I want to do a bigger show on that. You know what I'm saying? I want to do a bigger show going more in depth with these scriptures that I'm reading now. I'm going to go a lot more in depth on it a little well sometime this week. You know, it might be maybe like a 20-30 minute show probably. You know, but anyway, let's continue. 1 Corinthians 3:10. According to the grace of the Most High which is in me, which is given unto me as a wise master builder. So the Apostle Paul mentioned the grace of the Most High that was given unto him as a wise master builder. So he was a wise master builder, okay? Now what made the Apostle Paul a wise master builder? Obviously we know that he's talking about him spiritually building. So if he's a wise master builder, how is that so? It's so because what was bestowed upon him, as he mentioned here, the grace of the Most High was given unto him. What was bestowed upon him was wisdom, knowledge, understanding, which allowed the Apostle Paul to bring in fruit. So he was a wise master builder. He was so wise in his craft that he was able to build up a spiritual house. But build up a spiritual house, or rather, play a major role in the building of the spiritual house by all of the fruit that he gathered, by all of the individuals that he taught the truth to. I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. So the Apostle Paul said he laid the foundation, right? But you gotta take heed to how you build upon that foundation. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid. What is YAHAWASHI? Look at that word foundation.
Strong's G 2310. Themelios.
Themelios. It says, lay it down as a foundation, the foundation of a building, wall, city. Metaphorically, the foundation, beginnings, first principles of institution or system of truth. So the foundation is about a system of truth, which you know YAHAWASHI is what? He's the way, the truth, and the life. It says that in the book of John chapter 14 verse 6. Let's go back. So he laid that foundation, that system of truth. By what? By teaching. Right? But when you build upon that foundation, you got to take heed how you build upon that foundation. Because no other foundation can be laid than that is YAHAWASHI. See that word foundation is the same. Yeah, it's the same word. So no other foundation can be laid than that is YAHAWASHI. So when you are building upon this foundation, YAHAWASHI has to be that foundation. The foundation of something is... Let me look at that word foundation real quick. Where were we? Foundation. This is on Google. The act of founding. Doesn't tell you much there. Foundation. The basis or groundwork of anything. See? So that's what it says. It says the basis or groundwork of anything. Or the base. See, the basis. Okay? Let me go back to it so I can find that again. Yeah, the basis or groundwork of anything. Now you hear that word basis, you think of the word what? Base. The base of something is the bottom. The bottom is what holds that whole structure up. So the base of a building is the bottom of the building. That's what holds the bottom up. If a roof comes off of a house, the whole house doesn't crumble. But if the beams that the beams that act as the foundation of the house break, then the whole thing tumbles down. Look at the World Trade Center. The foundation comes from the bottom. If the bottom is destroyed, the whole thing's going to topple down. So the foundation is YAHAWASHI. He's the groundwork. Everything has to be built from him. Meaning what? The teachings of YAHAWASHI. You can't claim to build upon the foundation and you talking about, oh, we got to go into the Kibber-Negast. We got to go into the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Oh, don't you know Haile Selassie was a prophet? You can't, nah, he's not. None of that stuff is true. So the basis got to be YAHAWASHI. For other foundation can no man lay that is laid, which is YAHAWASHI. Let's get some more into that. This is the book of John, St. John, chapter 10, verse 1. It says, verily, verily, which verily means truly. Verily, verily, or truly, truly, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. Now I'm trying to find the scripture. YAHAWASHI said he's the door. Bear me one moment. There you go, right there. In fact, I'm going to read it all the way down. Might as well read it all the way down. I had a feeling it was this chapter anyway. St. John 10:1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, meaning truly, 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 or verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. Better word sheepfold real quick.
Strong's G 4263. Prabaton. Prabaton.
Prabaton. It says any four-footed tame animal accustomed to graze small cattle, most common opposition to large cattle, horses, most commonly a sheep or goat. A sheep, and so always in the New Testament. You go to the next word. What does it under it? This is good too. But I'm gonna go back. But enter is the door of the sheepfold amongst these sheep. So if you go into the sheepfold where all of the sheep are kept, there's a certain door that you have to go through. Which we know the sheep spiritually represents Israel. You go to the book of Matthew, the 10th chapter, and the 5th verse. Matthew chapter 10, verse 5 and 6, it tells you what? Go not into the Gentiles, and into the city of the Samaritans, enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Let me get that. Might as well get that since I quoted it. Matthew chapter 10, verse 5. These 12 YAHAWASHI sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So the Most High, YAHAWASHI, excuse me, the Most High, told the disciples to go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Alright? There was some nigga walked past while I was doing the show. I'm outside right now, so I just had to pause it. So YAHAWASHI told the disciples to go to the lost. It says, don't go to the Gentiles or to the city of Samaritans until you're not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So we know the sheep is talking about Israel. That's what we know it's talking about them. So when you go into this sheepfold, when you go into this area where all the sheep, where the sheep are, where the cattle is, right? When you go into the sheepfold, you have to go through this door to enter into the sheepfold. But if you go some other way, you're a thief. You're a robber, because that's what a thief and a robber would do. A thief and a robber isn't going to turn a key. Isn't going to take a key, put it in the door, and then go inside your house. A thief and go in your house through the front door. A thief going to come in through the window. A thief going to come down the chimney. A thief going to come up some other way, other than the way that they're supposed to come through. That's what a thief and a robber would do. But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth. A porter is the person that opens the door. And the sheep hear his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. So Yahawashi is that porter and that door that's opening up and allowing us to enter into the sheepfold. Because we got to go in through the way of the door, but we got to go further down to see what the door is talking about. And the stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. Lord, I'm gonna do a lesson on that too. This parable spake Yahawashi unto them, but they understood not what things they were which he spake unto them. Then said Yahawashi unto them again, Verily, 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 meaning truly, truly, once again, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. So Yahawashi is the door of the sheep. He's the door. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. Because the Pharisees was all about the law. The Pharisees didn't want to hear, and the Jews, many of the Jews, didn't want to hear that salvation came by believing in Yahawashi. They was too busy talking about the law, the law, the law, the law, the law. Okay, that's why they came to Yahawashi for when they saw his disciples gathering food on the Sabbath. And Yahawashi made mention about if you have an ox, I believe mentioned an ox or a sheep fall into a ditch, will you not take it out? Of course, because it's lawful to do good on the Sabbath. Because they was all about the law. They couldn't understand the concept of faith. They couldn't get it. Alright? So they were like thieves and robbers. They were destroying the people. That's what Yahawashi said. They make proselytes and make them twofold the child of hell. They make them worse than what the Pharisees go and make proselytes. They go and convert people, and they make those individuals twofold the child of hell than they are. Meaning what? They'll go and convert someone, and they'll end up being 2 times worse than the wicked Pharisees that taught them. Because you have wicked Pharisees and you have righteous Pharisees too. So Yahawashi was calling them thieves and robbers. They thieves and robbers, man. Don't listen to them guys. But we can go deep into that, because Lord will do the Spirit. I'm going to go deep into this. Spirit is on me. Lord will I'll do that this week as well. I just don't want to go too deep into it now, because I don't want the show to be too long, but it's already being longer than what I expected. But let me go on. It says, that's good. That's basically good right there. Verse 9, I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. The thief cometh not before to steal and to kill and to destroy. So the thieves and robbers represent, the Pharisees represent the wicked, but on a deeper level go into the spiritual demon Satan. The thief cometh not before to kill and to steal and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. So you understand Yahawashi is the door that we have to go through in order to enter to the sheepfold. Okay? That's what Yahawashi said, I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved. So Yahawashi is the only way to salvation. St. John chapter 4, verse 6. Yahawashi saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. So Yahawashi is the way, he's the truth, and the life. And no man cometh to the Father but by him. And if you get to the Father, you got to get through Yahawashi, because what? The scripture tell you in the book of scripture, I believe it's 1 Timothy 2:5 or 2 Timothy 2:5, if I'm not mistaken. Yahawashi is the mediator. So if you get to the Most High, you got to go through Yahawashi. He's the middleman. That's why when we pray to the Most High, pray to the Most High in the name of His Son. That's why we say YAHAWASHI Yahawashi. Yahweh in the name of Yahawashi. Yahawashi is the Most High, the one the world calls God. Yahawashi is the one who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Okay? So he prays to the Father through his name. Yahawashi saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Romans 3:23. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High. So all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High. But being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in Yahawashi. So all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of the Most High, but we're justified through his grace. Great scripture tell you, by grace are you saved through faith. It is a gift of the Most High. That's in the book of Ephesians, 2nd chapter, Ephesians 2:8. By His grace through the redemption. So we were redeemed. Look at that word redemption real quick. Through the redemption that is in YAHAWASHI. Apolutrosis.
Strong's G 629. Apolutrosis. Apolutrosis.
Got that one through the Spirit. A releasing effected by payment of ransom. Redemption, deliverance. Liberation procured by the payment of a ransom. And what did the scripture tell you? You are bought with a price. What's that? 1 Corinthians 7:22. We are bought with a price. Acts 20 and 28 says he purchased the scripture tell you he bought the church. Well, not quoting it verbatim, but it says but the church or Israel, which references Israel, being purchased through his own blood, man. So that's that payment. That's what covered our sins. The elect, beginning with Israel, being the sins of Israel, beginning with the elect. 1/3 elect. But it says, for all that sin and come short of the glory of the Most High, being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in YAHAWASHI. So justified freely by His grace, or in other words, by faith in YAHAWASHI, through the redemption that is in YAHAWASHI, through the payment of our ransom, by the shedding of YAHAWASHI's blood. That's how we're redeemed. So YAHAWASHI is the only way. So with that, I'm going to close. I'm going to go deeper into a lot of these scriptures sometime this week because, Spirit want me to get deep into it now. I'm just thinking about it. I didn't want to do it now because the show going to be real long and I'm outside right now. It's cold out here. So with that, I'm going to say, oh, praise YAHAWASHI, the blind see Apostle GMS. I hope you learned something. Shalom.